Hey there, video production team. I'm going to show you how to do a video, produce a video that we give to you for the Pursue God site. So what you're looking at right now is Premiere Elements. I'm going to add media. I'm going to go to the folder that has all the content that I need. So the folder, I've created a folder called Production for our purposes. So I'm going to just, I'm going to click on that folder and I'm going to import the folder. Okay, so now all of those files are in my project assets, and you'll see that there is, first of all, there's a file, the MTS file is the video file itself. So I'm going to drag that into my video 1 timeline. And then all of those other files labeled 01, 00, 01, 02, 03, I'll show you what those are in just a minute. But first, let me just show you how this will look in the timeline. I'm going to make this a little bigger. First thing you want to do is you want to move to 2 minute or to 2 in that timeline. You'll see right here in the timeline where it says 1:47. We want it to be at 2 seconds. So there's 2 seconds right there. I'm going to drag this over to 2 seconds. So I want 2 seconds blank space before the video starts. The next thing I want to do before I do any cutting of the video itself, I want to right click. And I want to, you won't be able to see this on your screen, but it says audio gain. And I want the audio gain, I'm going to bump up the audio gain to, let's see if 10 works. You see how that makes the audio a little bit bigger. You'll get more instruction on exactly how much to bump it up, but that looks about right. Maybe this, because of this input, I might actually bump it up to 12. Jake can give you some best practices on that. So when I do that, you can notice now that in this video there is some there's plenty of blank space. You can see my wave down here, so you can tell where I really started the video. So I'm going to move it to right here, and I'm going to hit the little cut. And I cut it right there, and I'm going to delete what the front end of that. So I click on that and I hit delete, and it moves everything over for me. So really the first step here is we're going to do all the cutting. We're going to listen to this video and we're going to cut it. The very first thing is we're going to just cut it all up. So I'm going to cut it. If I need to cut right here, so you see how there's a space. Let me zoom in on that for you so you can see that space. So you see how there's that gap there where I'm not talking, so I can tell I'm not going to listen to this and bore you. But let's say that we're going to cut from there to there. So that section I'm going to get rid of. And again, you'll have some more best practices on cutting, because really what you want to do is you want to go through and you want to make sure that you're, as much as we can, we're going to minimize the cuts. We're going to have overlays that you'll see in just a minute. So and you're going to learn more about how this works. I'm going to cut the back side of this right there. Good old smile going on right there. I'm going to cut that right there. Again, you can learn more about how to use Premiere, but let's say I've got to cut this right in here because I made a mess up in there. So I cut right there. I cut right there. And so everything is cut. So let's say that I've listened to it, everything's cut, and I'm ready now for my overlays. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my project assets. The first overlay is 01. And I'm going to put 01 right there at the beginning of in my video 2 line. And I'm going to just drag it all the way to the end of my video, just like that. And so that's 01. And now what I'm going to do is this, is I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to listen to this, and I'm going to show you how these slides are going to work. Let's listen. Let's talk about how to edit a video using the resource. Let's talk about how to edit a video for the Pursue God production team. And you see right there that I needed to cut that out. I missed a cut, so I'm going to cut, which is good because it'll show you how to do it. I'm going to cut that part out. Notice everything slides over, and now I'm just going to slide my my slide layer over. By the way, 01, if you see this, is the name layer. Okay, so that's when the whoever's teaching, his name will come up there right next to the logo. So that's what 01 is. All right, let's listen again. Let's talk about how to edit a video for the Pursue God production team. Thanks for serving on the team. This is the part of... Okay, right there I said, let's talk about how to edit a video for the Pursue God production team. As soon as I'm done saying that first sentence, basically, that's where you want to cut it, because that's as long as we want the name to be up. Okay. Now the next thing on these slides here, the next thing now is going to be serving on the team. This is the part of the video where the teachers are going to be sort of just setting up the message. Okay, so there's a little more setup. Now for the videos that we'll use the O2 slide, in the O2 slide, here's how you would, let me go back and show you what I did there. So I cut from there to there, and so now you see that there's this first section, there's the second section, and then there's the third section. And I want to come in here, and I want to replace O1 now with O2. So I go up to Project Assets, I click on O2, and I come down here and I right click and I replace clip from Project Assets, and now you see that that becomes O2. Okay, and then this last one here, the rest of this is going to be O3. So I go to Project Assets, I click on this, I come back down here, I replace clip from Project Assets. Again, I know this might be a little quick if you don't know this program, but watch this a few times and you'll get the hang of it. Okay, so and what you'll see then is that's going to give me my name slide. It's going to give me the floating information slide, and then it's going to give me my category slide. Okay, so if you see the footer in the bottom right of the video, it goes from name to category, and the category is going to stay on the rest of the time. The category will be like marriage and parenting or Bible study or whatever. So again, I'm not going to talk about how to do those slides in this video. You can get that in another video, but some of you might just be using slides that we send to you. Okay, so then let's say that right over here, you see where this thing is, where I need to do an overlay. And so you will be able to tell by listening to the video that that's where the first overlay is going to be. So I'm going to click right there, and I'm going to click right there, and that is going to be my first overlay, which is slide 4. So I'm going to replace clip from Project Assets. There's slide 4, and then let's say that that there's another slide, and I get it. Let's say I'm going to put it right here, and that's going to be slide 5. So there's slide 5. I'm going to replace clip from Project Assets, and let's say that I've got one more, slide 6. Again, it's hard for you to tell what I'm doing here because you can't hear the video, but let's just say that you know that this is where everything needs to show up. And so there it is right there. And let's say that we also then we have a little Bible verse that we say right in there. So I'm going to clip it here and here. And so this, I'm going to change this from O3, which is just that, that category footer. I'm going to change this to my slide 7. And so I'm going to replace that. And once I'm done with all of the cuts, the last thing I do is I grab 0, 0, and I bring it in right to the end, and this is where I want to throw a transition over it. The transition that we like to use is a transition down here. It's kind of a Pursue God transition, we like to call it. It's the roll transition. So I'm going to drag the roll right in there. I'm going to say done. So I'm almost ready to export this thing. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of this timeline, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to apply the default transition. And so that default transition will allow it to go like so. Team, thanks for serving on the team. So that's a smooth transition. The teachers are going to and again, you can see what how those defaults are. Look at the information in the post below this video to learn all those defaults so that you know what to set up in your defaults. But when you're done with this and you've looked at it and it all looks good, and this is pretty much what it looks like, you're going to go to Publish and Share. You're going to publish it to your computer. You're going to choose AVCHD. Then you're going to choose, you're going to scroll down to MP4 HD 720 24. That's what you're going to choose right there, unless we've updated this and there's a different codec we're using. You're going to give it a title and you save it, and then that will export, and then we'll give you some instructions on what to do with that exported file. Hey, there's one more thing in case we have you do it, and that is exporting a thumbnail for the YouTube upload. So if you're going to end up having to do that, what you want to do is you want to go to a spot in your, once you've exported everything, once you've exported the video file, the very last thing you do is you find a spot in the video where you don't look weird, or the person doesn't look weird or awkward. So I'm going to find that spot right there. I'm going to click on the timeline right there, 03, and I'm going to replace 03 with 99. 99 is the overlay. So I'm going to replace it with 99. So I'm going to hit replace clip from project assets. And there, that overlay then replaces it. And that's the title overlay. And then I go up to, let's see, I go into my toolbar. You can't see it, but in your tool menu, there's a freeze frame. Click on freeze frame. I'm gonna edit in Photoshop, or actually you probably could just export it. Let's see. Export it as a BMP. Actually, that's not great because I don't think YouTube will allow you to upload a BMP. So let me show you the other way. Go to your toolbar, go to freeze frame, edit in Photoshop elements after inserting, and then click on insert in movie. And don't panic when it does that. It'll insert it in the movie, but then it'll open it up in Photoshop. Now from Photoshop, you can export it. You can go to File and Export, Save for Web is what you want to choose. So File, Save for Web. And so that dialog will come up right there. And what you can do there is hit Save. And you can resave it as 99. So you want to resave it as 99 in your folder. So you'll replace the old 99 with the new 99. And then we know that 99 is what we'll use to upload as a thumbnail. Let's talk about how to edit a video for the Pursue God production team. Thanks for serving on the team. This is the part of the video where the teachers are going to be sort of just setting up the message, pretty much going through the excerpt from the website. If you've watched any of our videos, you'll know what this part is. So that's this part. Then when they get into it, they're going to probably say some things when they hit their talking points, and there's going to be some slide overlays. And so the slide overlays will help you to cut out some of those spots where you need to cut, like right here. If we're going to cut right here, okay, so this is where you'd cut it, and now there's a slide overlay right here. Now, once you get toward the end of the video, you've gotten all your slide overlays done. Maybe you throw a scripture verse over the top, or whatever it is. By the end of the video, when they close down the video, you're going to want to just throw that last slide on there, and that should be good. So hopefully this video was long enough for me to use as a test.